Hello students, I am Savita More from Nasik Road College, Nasik. We are going to study third topic inheritance and variation and subtopic genetic basis of inheritance. This is our second lecture. Now we are going to study dihybrid cross. It is a cross between parents in two heritable traits. It is called as dihybrid cross. We have already studied monohybrid cross. In monohybrid cross, only single character was considered for crossing, that is height of the stem. But here, two characters are considered. You can consider any two character, or here Mendel considered two characters, that is color of the seed and shape of the seed. In color of the seed, yellow is the dominant and round shape it is the dominant. So for this, capital letters are placed, that is capital Y, capital Y, capital R, capital R. It is crossed with small y, small y, small r, small r. These are the genotypes. Green wrinkled seeds. Yellow round, it is phenotype. Green wrinkle, it is also phenotype. Why? Because they shows the external appearance, or on the basis of external character, the characters are called as phenotypic characters. While on the basis of genotypic constitution, that is capital Y, capital Y, capital R, it is on the basis of genetic constitution. So we call them genotype. See here, the gametes obtained, they are always pure. Capital Y, capital R and small y, small r obtained from yellow round and green wrinkle seeds respectively. From yellow round, gametes obtained are yellow round, capital Y, capital R, and from green seeds, gametes obtained are small y, small r. Then, after the process of fertilization, we had already studied about artificial cross-pollination, in which pollen grains from male parents are dusted on the stigma of female parent. You can select any one of the parent as male. For example, yellow round as male parent and green wrinkle as female parent, or vice versa. So after completion of the process of pollination, here fertilization occurs. That is, seed formation, fruit formation, etc. occurs. Seeds are collected from F1 generation plants. F1 generation plants were all yellow round. Why all yellow round? Because yellow and round is the dominant character. So all the plants obtained in F1 generation were yellow round. Then these yellow round seeds, when they are grown for F2 generation, Mendel found out that all the characters were different. Means all the plants found were not only yellow round or green wrinkle, but he obtained different combinations such as yellow-green combination or green wrinkle combination. Different types of combinations were obtained. Why different types of combinations were obtained? Because on the basis of this, law of independent assortment was explained. This law is based on dihybrid cross. It describes how different genes or alleles present on separate chromosomes independently separate from each other. During formation of gamete, these alleles are then randomly united in fertilization. In dihybrid cross, the phenotypic ratio is 9:3:3:1. You can see them clearly in the diagram, which is given in this checkerboard or Punnett square, that is first and second row, which is found in inverted V manner, that is all seeds are yellow round. If you will count the seeds here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 seeds, they are yellow round. So the phenotypic ratio, yellow round seeds, it is found in the proportion of 9, while yellow wrinkle seeds, they are found in the proportion of 3. See here, it is given below, capital Y, small y, capital R, it is for yellow wrinkle seeds. Then green round seeds, they are found in proportion of 3. You can count in the corner, it appears in inverted V manner. Green round seeds, they are in the proportion of 3, and green wrinkle seed is in proportion of 1. So phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross is 9:3:3:1. So from dihybrid cross, law of independent assortment can be explained. So what is law of independent assortment? The law states that when hybrid possessing 2 or more pairs of contrasting alleles forms gametes, the factor in each pair segregate independently of other pair. So you can see here in this chart, 4 different combinations of gametes are formed, means the factor segregate independently of other, means it is not compulsory that is yellow round allele capital Y capital R will remain togetherly, or small y small r will remain togetherly. It can recombine together, that is capital Y small r may be there, or capital Y capital R may be there, or small y capital R, or small y small r. So different types of 4 different types of gametes are formed, and male gametes and female gametes, they are placed in this Punnett square to show 16 different types of 16 combinations. And from this 16 combination, on the basis of phenotypic ratio, 9:3:3:1 ratio is seen. So we have already studied monohybrid and dihybrid cross. On the basis of this, different laws are there. Law of dominance, when 2 homozygous individuals with 1 or more sets of contrasting characters are crossed, the alleles that appear in F1 generation are dominant, while which do not appear are called recessive. Second law, law of segregation. It is also called as law of purity of gametes. The gametes which are formed are always pure for a particular character. A gamete may carry either dominant or recessive factor, but not both, so called as law of purity of gametes. And third law, law of independent assortment, which is based on only dihybrid cross. First 2 laws, that is law of dominance and law of segregation, can be explained on the basis of monohybrid and dihybrid cross, but for law of independent assortment, explanation can be done on only dihybrid cross. The law states that when hybrid possessing 2 or more pairs of contrasting factors forms gametes, the factor in each pair segregate independently. We had seen 4 different types of gametes were formed, and these different gametes segregates independently of each other. That's why it is also called as law of independent assortment. Now we are going to study test cross and back cross. Test cross is a cross when F1 hybrid is crossed with recessive parent. It is crossed with recessive parent. Here, when the genotype is unknown, that is, we don't know whether it is yellow seed, because yellow seeds, it shows capital Y or capital Y small y. So genotype is unknown. We don't know whether it is pure yellow or hybrid yellow. For this purpose, when we will cross these seeds, when these plants will be crossed with recessive parent should be recessive in test cross. When all the plants obtained shows yellow seeds, then it is this parent, it is homozygous parent, homozygous dominant parent. While another genotype, unknown genotype, it is crossed with recessive parent and it shows the ratio 1:1. That is pure yellow seeds and pure green seeds are found. Means here the unknown parent, it is heterozygous, means it shows capital Y, small y. So test cross, it is used for knowing the genotype of the parent. And what is back cross? Back cross is cross of F1 hybrids with any one of the parent. It might be recessive or it might be dominant. So in test cross, F1 hybrids are crossed only with recessive parent, and in back cross, F1 hybrids are crossed with any one of the parent, that is dominant homozygous or dominant parents or recessive parents. When the ratio obtained is 1:1, here the parent is heterozygous or it is hybrid, and when all the plants obtained were yellow, then it means that the parent is homozygous dominant. Test cross is also used to introduce useful recessive traits in hybrid of self-pollinated plants during rapid crop improvement program. So this is the use of test cross. Test cross is useful in plant improvement, crop improvement programs, because hybrids can be tested whether it is homozygous or heterozygous. Now we will see deviations from Mendel's finding. Neo-Mendelism. With the passage of time, numbers of deviations were observed in the post-Mendelian era that gave additional information on the patterns of inheritance. These deviations are then described as Neo-Mendelism. Genetic interactions. Intragenic interactions. Intra means same, within same. It occurs between the alleles of same gene. Example, incomplete dominance and codominance. It also occurs between multiple allele series of a gene. While intergenic non-allelic interaction. Inter means between two or between different types. Intergenic non-allelic interaction occurs between the alleles of different genes present on same or different chromosomes. Example is pleiotropy. Students, now we are going to study Neo-Mendelism. It was observed that phenotypic expression of a gene can be modified or influenced by other gene. These gene interactions are of two types, intragenic interaction and intergenic interaction. Intragenic interaction occur between the alleles of same gene. Example is incomplete dominance and codominance. It also occurs between multiple alleles of a series. While intergenic or non-allelic interaction occurs between the alleles of different genes present on the same or different chromosomes. Example, pleiotropy, polygenes, etc. Now see incomplete dominance. When we studied the law of dominance, we found that one of the pair of allele expresses itself while other is suppressed. which express itself in F1 generation is called as dominant allele. But in incomplete dominance, both the alleles express themselves partially. It is due to which it is called as incomplete dominance. Both the alleles of an allelomorphic pair express themselves partially. One allele cannot suppress the expression of other allele completely. In Mendel, we had seen that one allele suppresses the expression of other. But here, in incomplete dominance, one allele cannot suppress the expression of other allele completely. In such case, there is intermediate expression in the F1 hybrid. For example, Mirabilis jalapa or 4 o'clock plant. When parents, that is red flower and white flower plants were selected, and capital R which denotes the red flower and small r which denotes the white flower, they are crossed, artificially crossed. Here in F1 generation, all plants obtained were of pink flower. In Mendel, while studying the Mendel's law, we found out that all plants obtained in F1 generation were of red flowers, but here in incomplete dominance, the flowers obtained were of pink color. Means it shows the intermediate color. Why it shows the intermediate color? Because here one allele does not suppresses the other allele completely. That's why it expresses itself partially. So both the alleles expresses themselves partially. That's why it is also called as incomplete dominance. Phenotypic ratio and genotypic ratio both are same. That is, the ratio is 1:2:1. Red flowers is obtained in the proportion of 1. Pink flowers obtained in the proportion of 2, while white flowers obtained in the proportion of 1. While genotypic ratio, that is capital R 1, capital R small r 2, and small r 1. So the ratio is 1:2:1. Both the ratios are same. Phenotypic and genotypic ratios are similar in incomplete dominance. Example of incomplete dominance is Mirabilis jalapa or snapdragon plant. Mirabilis jalapa is also called as 4 o'clock plant. So, white coat. Red cattle are crossed with white cattle. F1 hybrids were roan. Roans have the mixture of red and white color hair. You can see this in the image. Thus, both the traits are expressed equally. In F2 generation, red, capital R, roans, capital R, capital W, and white, capital W, are produced in the ratio of 1:2:1. And here, phenotypic and genotypic ratio are identical to each other. So, how will you remember the difference between incomplete dominance and codominance? In incomplete dominance, both the alleles of allelomorphic pair express themselves partially, while in codominance express themselves equally. Here in incomplete dominance, intermediate expression is seen, that is pink color flowers are obtained, but in codominance, intermediate expression was not seen. Example of incomplete dominance is Mirabilis jalapa or 4 o'clock plant, while example of codominance is coat color in cattle. Here the ratio obtained is similar in incomplete as well as in codominance. Phenotypic and genotypic ratio are same, that is 1:2:1. Now we are going to study multiple alleles. When more than 2 alternative forms of alleles of a gene in population occupying the same locus, locus means position, on homologous chromosomes are known as multiple alleles. We have already studied about homologous chromosome, that is one chromosome is maternal while other chromosome is paternal. This pair of chromosomes which are structurally, functionally and genetically identically to each other are called as homologs of each other. While studying law of dominance or monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, we had studied that one allele controls the character of one gene, that is height of the stem. It is controlled by only capital T or small t. Capital T for dominant, small t for recessive character. But here in neo-Mendelism, multiple alleles, that is more than two alternative forms of allele of a gene, controls different characters due to mutation. Here, for example, Drosophila, wing size. Different wing sizes are normal wings, nicked wings, notched wings, strapped wings and vestigial wings. Normal wing shows allele VG+. It is wild type. Nicked wings shows VGNI. Notched wings shows VGNO. While strapped wings shows VGST. So you can see the different structures of the wings in this Drosophila. And in the last, that is wings does not appear or wings are not seen, it is vestigial wings. So the single character, that is wings, size of the wings, but alleles are different. That's why we call them as multiple allele. Another example of multiple allele is blood group. In blood group we can see incomplete dominance, codominance and dominance. So other example for blood for multiple allele is blood group. Now we will study pleiotropy. When a single gene controls two or more different traits, it is called as pleiotropy. Example is sickle cell anemia. Here, parents like sickle cell carrier and another sickle cell carrier showing the genotype HbA, HbS. HbA, HbA, it is normal genotype, while heterozygous genotype is HbA, HbS, is crossed with sickle cell carrier parent, that is HbA, HbS, which is heterozygous. As it is heterozygous, gametes obtained are of two types, HbA and HbS. Sperms containing HbA gene or allele and sperm containing HbS allele. While if the parent is female, egg containing HbA and another egg containing HbS. So 50% of the sperms contains HbA and HbS alleles, while 50% of the egg contains HbA and HbS alleles. So here, after the process of fertilization, offsprings obtained are of different types like normal, sickle cell carrier and sickle cell anemic. Normal alleles are in the proportion of 1 and this normal alleles shows the genotype. Normal person shows the genotype like HbA, which is homozygous. When the sperm containing HbA allele fuses with the egg containing HbA alleles, individual formed is normal or homozygous HbA. When the sperm containing HbA allele fuses with egg containing HbS allele, heterozygous offspring is obtained, that is HbA, HbS, which is termed as sickle cell carrier. Then The sperm containing HBS allele fuses with the egg containing HBA allele. Then heterozygous individual is obtained with genotype HBA-HBS, which is sickle cell carrier. So in the proportion of 2 sickle cell carriers are obtained, while in proportion of 1 sickle cell anemic are obtained. When the sperm containing HBS fuses with the egg containing HBS egg, here homozygous condition is obtained, that is HBS, that is sickle cell anemic, which dies, and the ratio is always 2:1. So in pleiotropy, single gene controls 2 or more different traits. An example of pleiotropy is sickle cell anemia.